gonna be like something's funky around here. Like you need to run the garbage disposal or yeah, yeah, something like that. No, that's wow. Listen, Thursday somehow is you know what? COVID ruined Thursday being a do nothing night of the week. Friday became a weekend day, and then Thursday night became like a night that people want to do things, which means I'm in demand because they want to do me. I don't think I've been described that way. Now, there certainly is. What kind of what kind of burrito did you get, by the way? I just want to. Uh, I'm not gonna call Tom Human on them just yet. Stephen Miller, hold off just a little bit. Well, before I interrupted you to talk about your burrito, what else were you gonna say? But besides brisket, what else was in it? Like rice, beans, cheese. That no, like not even a little crema or salsa or whatever. I gotta say um getting like a California burrito with like some fries and some steak, carne asada in it, and a little sour cream, cheese, just like some basic salsa, not even in the burrito, like Missile launch says the stream's completely silent. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Dude. Allahu Akbar. New day, new technical difficulty. Same old tip.
Go, son of a bitch. There. Okay. Now you all can hear us. I'm so sorry, motherfucker.
I should have checked the comments earlier when I was
man.
checking the feed. Well, alas, we have 4 people watching now.
Yeah, we got 4 whole goddamn people.
Missile launch says that he is. I heard something. Matt's here. Death Chilada says,
yeah,
draft ABV in Utah, and now we typical anarcho-capitalist stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The draft ABV in Utah sucks. Yeah, weed, I guess. Only took 12 goddamn minutes. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. God damn it. Oh.
Well,
welcome.
It's all part of the process.
It's all part of the process. Y'all didn't need to hear what we were talking about. Welcome, Matt. You tuned in just in time for us to figure out for the last 12 fucking minutes I didn't have the audio set correctly, so it was silent. What's new? Nothing.
Oh, you're silent. Are you drinking a Diet Coke? No, that's not a Diet Coke.
That's not a Diet Coke. He's a man.
Matt, you're silent.
Ah, okay. He knows he's silent.
Yep. Okay.
Matt, if you have to be quiet, can you flip us off? Okay, he's got nothing.
It's not like registering your mic. You might switch your mic to something else. This guy works in IT. No wonder they're hiring.
No wonder.
What? Well, yeah, because I know how to figure it out.
There we go. Yeah, he was waiting the whole time.
Speaking of which, did you see Microsoft laid off 6,000 or 2,000 domestic employees and then submitted an application for 6,000 H-1B visas
for software
engineers?
Of course they did. God damn it.
Missile Launch says that Matt looks like he's in Gitmo.
Matt, yeah, you do actually.
The plain white shirt with the white background.
His handler's about to step into frame.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we're all here, and I, of course, blew the fucking pre-show by not having the audio pre-selected, I'm just going to play the intro, and we're going to get into it.
It was just gems between us.
It was just gems between us. You'll never know what we were talking about. The most titillating, sensational conversation only between us. But let's get that intro going, and here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Altar, episode 178. Today, we are talking maybe a little bit about the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bastard, or the Big Beautiful Bill that's gone back to the House after being passed in the Senate. And we'll probably cover some other shit, too, because, nothing ever happens, and we just got to keep pointing that out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, not having any tax on NFA stamps, which I wonder if there was an oversight and they still have the $5 AOW tax, because that would be hilarious.
It'd be stupid, but at the same time, it's $5.
Someone cooked here.
Yeah. What was that? Who does this?
Busting stuff.
Oh,
he's got a soundboard.
Oh, we got a soundboard now. Guys, this is actually the other thing. You see, now that we're on Wednesdays, we have a larger budget, so we can do things like this.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I was looking for that.
Yeah, there you go. It's called Scholars Home. Because they're young scholars.
Makes sense.
Urban Nightingale.
Exactly. The Urban Nightingale. I know why the ceiling bird sings.
So
yeah.
So we got, there's slightly less friction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm considering that if there's no actual cost to it, I mean, the feds already have my prints for my like CHP and stuff like that
Exactly,
before.
yeah.
So
So it's like,
I
if it's just filing paperwork that I don't have to pay a $200 stamp on, ideally I'd like to
file
not have
paperwork.
to
I don't
file
really
the paper.
care.
Whatever. I'm already on file. Like, just like you for a suppressor, I've got one. Like,
Hmm.
if this goes through and I don't have to pay a tax stamp, there will be definitely a second one. I want a pistol can, even though it's
So
a range joint.
this is one of the questions I wanted to ask you, which
Mm-hmm.
is now if there were to be no um you know friction to having you know a short barrel and or a suppressor on a firearm,
Mm-hmm.
what setups are you liquidating in order to move to that, and what are you
I
going to move to?
don't I don't know if I'd actually liquidate anything I have. I've had my AR pistol and my 20-inch AR for so long now. They're just integral to what I do. So, I might build something new, possibly,
Yeah.
perhaps. But I think what I would probably do is I would totally put the stock back on my little AK there, and I might just actually, make that an SBR. And I have an
Yeah.
AR pistol that, like, here's the thing: I could go over to a stock. I have the PDW brace from SB Tactical, and I like it. Like, it's a pistol brace, but it looks cool and it functions well. And also, it fucking looks cool. It's got those little tubes that extend down the side, so it like comes out like this. It kind of looks like the old school MP5 stock. I like it. I don't necessarily want to change that, but yeah, I might do just exactly. I won't, but it would probably be. I would
Does it
probably
ever pinch your beard hair? Because that was always my experience on those like collapsible
no.
tube stock things
Actually,
for some
no. The
reason.
PDW does not do that to my beard hair. Thankfully, like I've also never collapsed it while it's been, excuse me, against my face. But
Well, it's okay. So for like a here's a like a thing like with a legit like H&K style like tube
mm-hmm,
sliding stock thing. It will if you don't bring it like out all the way so it clicks into place,
mm-hmm.
you'll fire and then it'll collapse a little bit and your like beard
Oh,
hair is
ow.
like because there's like three positions on it, or
Mm-hmm.
usually sometimes there's only just out and in or whatever, but like yeah, you'll like have enough to shoulder it and it'll be like, oh, is it, you know, if you're moving too fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen. I mean, same thing can happen to me or has happened to me on like an AR stock before
Okay.
somehow. Like just a normal like M4
Mm-hmm.
Mo Magpul stock, whatever. Uh, like I've moved it in or out to just like get a slightly different eye relief for a different target
And I
that was
get you.
further away or closer or whatever. And then you're like, oh, well,
Eh,
I guess I'm missing that little patch of beard now.
that's okay. It grows back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Just got to stay on the T.
mm-hmm.
What's the and uh FTM um alternative to like boiling grocery store bags to extract estrogen? Do they get to do something that's
Testosterone.
like
I mean, testosterone.
testosterone?
You could just go steal some steroids from the Liver King or the Rock. Like, I'm sure they've got plenty to
Yeah.
spare.
It's easy.
Yeah,
I guess testosterone's easier to get than estrogen.
it is. Like, you can. It's super easy. Like, I know guys. Actually, I worked with a dude who was 26 when he started getting his first fucking. He was getting testosterone, like, because he got diagnosed with low T. And I'm like, bro,
Oh,
how are you being diagnosed with low T at age 26?
Did he game it so that he could get testosterone? Because like I've seen
Maybe
internet
because,
videos of guys doing that, like where
yeah,
they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just like
well,
ate
my
soy for like a week and then got
brother's
my
on
blood done."
testosterone, and he didn't need it.
oh,
He literally was like, he went to the doctor, and then like they did test, like, no, you're well within range. He's like, but my brother's like, I want to be optimized. Okay,
is this the cop brother?
literally said, yeah,
Of
of
course, the
course,
cop brother's on fucking steroids. That makes sense.
yeah. Come on, please,
But
do your all.
so my
Go for it.
coworker, I saw him again after like 2 years, and he's probably a little bit shorter than me, so he's like 5'8", 5'7" ish, which for a guy is like a critical height. But he's definitely just gotten wider. Like every bit of him has just gotten wider. Like he's got bigger shoulders and a bigger chest, but he also like his head is definitely wider. Like his forehead is larger. He was bald too, so like it's that
Yeah,
much
yeah.
more bald.
Does it crinkle in a
It
weird way
does.
now?
It does a little bit, especially from the back, and I'm just like, bro, this isn't worth it. You already have kids. You're married. What the fuck are you doing this for? Like, man.
I have a feeling there's
Mm,
something like there's some knock or I won't call it like a knock-on effect, but there's this like cascading effect similar to like bicycle
mm,
rider dudes. You know how bicycle dudes are like that, right?
gay?
Like I'm not talking about motorcycle guys.
No, no,
They're kind of like
cyclists,
that. But
pedalers.
like pedalers
Yeah.
and like dudes who are obsessed with riding their bicycle everywhere. The pressure from the seat is constantly pressing on their perineum
Mm,
and they can no longer it goes numb over time
mm.
and they can no longer get an erection. Okay, and then the only thing they derive joy from is riding their bicycle around. Okay, Freddie Mercury talked about this, right, in
I.
such cases.
This makes so
and
much sense.
and so that's why they get like that about bicycling.
Mm,
And it's because like they're literally balls deep when they're trying to ride two cyclists next to each other on a windy 2-lane road
mm.
with complete blind corners. All right, to them that is like being just completely immersed in a sexual experience. It's the closest thing they'll get to it. Okay.
You know, that really makes sense too. Like, if my primary mode of transportation was a fucking bicycle and I couldn't get a fucking erection, I think I also would just become an asshole and just make everyone deal with my assholery. I
it
feel
it,
like
it connects, right?
it
Yes.
totally connects. Like I'll adopt that into my belief system. So I guess we should go back and try to talk about this fucking bill.
Yeah,
What
so it's
else?
so they changed it in the Senate, and now it's back to the House,
Back to
right?
the
And
house
they're
and like
trying to.
so supposedly Thomas Massey actually said on Twitter recently, I want to say a couple hours ago, that he thinks he has enough votes to actually stop it from getting passed in the House, which would be
Hell yeah.
hilarious. Massey once again proving to be one of the few based politicians. Not that that really is a thing, but he's one of the few based politicians in Washington right now.
Yep.
I'm curious who he gets from the Republican side to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously like Vance had to come in and be a tiebreaker because it was 50-50 in the Senate or um enough Republicans abstained that they couldn't get the simple majority.
Mm-hmm.
And then um yeah, it's just like the thing is like the Republicans have the majority in both chambers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's not like they all got elected as not Republicans or
Yeah,
something like that.
I just.
So what happened was, it's like they barely got it passed
Mm-hmm.
with provisions like they had to make concessions in the House, and they barely got it passed in the House. And the Senate went and took out like literally the deal breakers.
Ah. Hmm.
They re fucking did it in the Senate, and then now it's back to the House, and that's why that's why Nasty believes he can pull it, because if it was already like if they didn't make the changes, it would have been good. But they're trying to like just tack on over bullshit or take out over bullshit. I just don't care anymore. I just pass it. Just
Yeah,
pass it.
whatever.
As
Fuck
like
it.
I said before,
Acceleration isn't a man's list.
acceleration.
Just fucking, just hit
I'm
that pedal, dude.
Listen, if it's raising the debt ceiling by this much, it's basically just the status quo in
Exactly.
all aspects,
Like,
except for like few niche things that were like very publicly discussed, like the land sale and the NFA, repeal and stuff
which I
like
believe
that.
the land sale thing was taken out, right?
That
Like,
was taken out.
oh,
So
thank
it's
God.
like
Yeah.
the only thing that's like mildly controversial is the NFA reform And it's like all they're doing is just taking away the tax, I guess, because all you can do is budgetary things in the Senate. And
Which
okay, but
is
by the way, like,
interesting.
why do they have this Senate parliamentarian that like gets to decide all this shit?
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Also, when the NFA was originally adopted, it was like part of the reason it was justified as a constitutional provision is because it fell under Congress's purview for controlling like regulating economic shit. And they were like, "Oh no, well this tax stamp just
Congress has the
regulates."
power to tax. They can tax
Exactly.
whatever
Which
they
is
want to
how
tax. They can tax this dick, you know.
exactly
So true,
But
so true, okay.
that's how they originally passed it. For them to say and go, "Oh, well, it's not relevant because of XYZ reason." It's like, "Motherfucker, it's a tax." Like, this is a bill about fucking taxes. It's a tax, you.
Yeah, if the tax is $0, then there's no point to the registration.
Exactly.
Like,
But that's also
no,
what
that
they.
it's Schrodinger's NFA.
Yeah,
When it's being tried in the Supreme Court, it's constitutional because it's a
tax.
tax. But when you're trying to repeal it, the
It's
Senate
not.
parliamentarian won't let you do that because it's a regulation that the registration is attached to a tax.
Exactly. Which is kind of what they did with Obamacare, too. Like, there's still technically a penalty that exists for, like, not having insurance. The penalty is just $0. So it's interesting how we can like always adopt these new laws, but we can't ever seem to actually get rid of them. Almost like that's how the system is designed.
I like the situationally political people that I have on my Facebook. I guess someone shared Pete Buttigieg's post on Facebook where he literally took a screenshot of an X post that he made and put on his Facebook with his picture like doubly on it. So it shouldn't get lost that just today, Senate Republicans have voted to close nursing homes, close rural hospitals, and cut food stamp benefits for children veterans. I'm like, based. Send the kids to the mines. The veterans.
Fuck boomers. Stupid. Send the kids to the mines.
Yeah. And then there was like, and there was this one. You just want free stuff, quote unquote. No, we want our taxes paid for things that improve our lives. Okay, how's that working? How's it working when you've had the left in, right? And you voted for that. How has your life improved? It hasn't. It's continually gotten worse, regardless of who you fucking idiot. The fucking memory of a voter is that of a goldfish. Fuckers. And then there's some West, like, another person in West Virginia was like, 7 hospitals will close if Congress cuts Medicaid. Good. They should close.
I liked.
Did you hear 14 million people will die in Africa?
Yeah, I did see that. Also, like,
I mean, I legitimately had an article that there was like Donald Trump gave 4 black men AIDS because they had an orgy and no longer have access to PrEP.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, really now?
Really
now? Really?
But of course, regardless, Israel is still going to get $1 billion.
So well, Ben, how's that working? What kind do you get of that?
I want to discuss this 12-day war that we had. It was within the constitutional limits, allegedly set by the president can just do whatever they want for like 60 days or something
like that. I mean, I do like how they used to actually stage a false flag attack of some sort before doing this, but apparently we're just fuck it, just send up the B2s, send them over, do it, just drop the bomb. And unfortunately, our podcast failed to prevent that. So I guess the curse is broken.
It's my fault.
But
yes, actually,
nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Here we are. How many days later? We bombed fucking Iran. Did we all go to work the following Monday? Were our bills still due? Was there still fucking traffic on your way in? Did you still have to fucking meal prep? Yes. You want to know why? Nothing.
You don't have to meal prep if you're in the government subsidized housing,
True.
Across from most places. Because God knows they're getting DoorDash every fucking other minute.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just getting a taxi for a burrito is your American right. totally not what
It's
I
one
did
of
after getting
one of
home from
the
work tonight.
it's one of the essential powers that
Dude,
Congress
the
was
fucking
thinking of was the general welfare,
Mhm.
which means
the fucking people
providing.
that I know that are constantly like, oh yeah, the Congress channels like everything's fucked. That order Uber Eats like every other fucking day or go
Dude.
out to lunch every fucking day. I'm like, where do you think your money's going, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Like invest that shit. And instead of fucking spending money on food, make your own fucking lunch, invest that shit right now. Like you fuck because I mean it's like
You
what
need to
things.
go out. You need to buy some butt coin right now. Some shark
I'll buy
dollars.
some booty juice boy.
Booty.
Also,
Yeah,
I
shark
gotta go in a
coin.
second because I promised my wife we watch something.
Okay.
Oh, funny little joke that I thought of
Mm.
because she was using Listerine on her feet. I was like, "What is it? Like you trying to get my breath fresh?" And she's like, "No, it's supposed to clean my feet. Like supposed to clean my feet." I was like, "Okay."
I knew this was gonna happen. Fuck.
Like you do it. All right, gentlemen.
Oh wait, Matt, real quick on the real. If she
What's
wants
up?
something like super minty to clean her feet with, she just needs Dr. Bronner's peppermint. That shit will literally remove skin. It's good shit.
It was some like weird. I don't know if it was like TikTok or whatever. We're like,
Oh.
oh, if you need clean your feet or whatever, use
Well,
Listerine.
that's your fault for letting your wife use TikTok.
I can't control everything.
No, that's
All right,
fair.
have a go.
You too. Listerine on the feet. I mean, it's alcohol based. It's minty. It will clean it. Whatever.
Yeah, I feel like Listerine leaves like a little sappy, like
Yeah,
sugary almost
like a little
residue.
sweet, just kind of film that's gonna like stick and like
Yeah.
whatever, man. It's their
Dr.
life.
Bronner's is where you're right about. Yeah.
Oh, Matt would
I use
just
Dr. Bronner's 19-in-1. I wash my hair with it. I wash my skin with it. I kill pests in my garden with it.
no.
I mop my floors with it.
I put it on open
Okay.
wounds. I put it on my sciatica. It healed my sciatica. No, I was gonna say like I
If you
have.
read the entire label, it will open your third eye.
It will.
Okay.
It will open your third eye, and you will be immune to Wi-Fi signals. They will not be able to track your movement in your home. Which, by the way, it turns out that's finally confirmed. Only been talking about that since the 2000s.
As a fucking physicist, I could have told you that yeah, they could have done that the whole time. And nobody took like any of these people with like an engineering or like an RF degree seriously. It's like no, if you have a 3-position telemetry and of like radio signals constantly bouncing around a house, you can map that entire interior, and then you can track things moving inside of it once you create a map of it. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
They anyways.
Anyways,
So Iran, Trump, the thing that blows me away is that Trump seems to have done this bombing run and then very quickly declared victory and then peace.
yeah, that's which
It's
is
almost as though he's just trying to like he was like, "Look, Israel, I did the thing for you, and now you can't tell me to do the thing again because I did the thing.
yeah. I did the
And you
fucking
can't
thing.
ask me to do the
Shut
thing."
the fuck up. We've given you money and weapons, and we fucking bomb their facilities. Shut the fuck up, you fucking Jews. God damn it. And then,
Right.
so I love the memes going around, and it's like the two dudes talking to each other with like the white faces, and they're just like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to bomb these facilities of yours tomorrow. Hey, no worries, man. The day after, I'm going to bomb these air bases. You better evacuate your personnel. Okay, thanks. Like, that's what happened. What's more, we went through this once already. When we blew Soleimani, was their general up, and when we brought him out to Iraq, we're like, oh, we want to have a deal with you. Psych! Drone strike. And then they launched missiles at some of our bases, but they warned us about it ahead of time. Like, nothing happens, guys.
They're completely on board with whatever needs to happen to keep
Yeah.
the WWE script like running.
Exactly.
Now, Israel was genuinely causing problems for them, but like we're like, no, you can't actually topple the Iranian regime. You cannot like Iran can if they want to, and they were planning to it like close the Strait of Hormuz and block 80% of the world's oil
Yeah, not
going
fun.
out
Don't need that.
internationally. Like just because we domestically can consume all of the oil that we produce doesn't mean that prices are not immune to all of that. And Europe and Africa and China would be totally fucked. It's what Japan did Pearl Harbor over back in World War II is that we had an embargo on oil to Japan,
Hmm.
um, which was the first act of the war that
Technically,
the U.S. committed
I mean, it
against
depends on
Japan.
like. I mean, we won though, so like according to us, no, that doesn't count.
Yeah, yeah, just not allowing for trade in between third parties. Yeah, it's just totally not an act of war. So, anyways, the war, the 12-day war happened.
Mm.
Trump's really fucking upset with Israel for like violating the ceasefire.
Yep,
We
they
got
don't know
one
what
of
the
the
fuck they're
greatest
doing.
sound bites ever made by a U.S.
Ever.
president. And then I think Israel is kind of reluctantly like, fine, we'll just go back to the Gaza situation. The Iran situation was really helpful for distracting from the fact that, there was technically this Gaza ceasefire, and like people are like, lining up for food, just like the opening scene in like Black Hawk Down,
Hmm.
and then they're like opening fire on the people trying to gather food. And yeah, it's just like the most wanton ethnic cleansing, which at a certain level you got to respect like the Bronze Age sort of mindset that the Israelis are at. They're just like, look, we will win, and we are not compatible with whatever's going on over here, so we're going to remove it physically from our premise. We're going to lie,
The
to
Palestinians
say
need to
whatever
be
we need to
physically.
say.
They need to be physically removed, so to speak.
They're
Oh.
just like, yeah, completely. They will lie to your face. They have one objective, and they're going to execute on it. And frankly, most other parties are completely powerless to stop this, especially since it's moving at such slow motion, and
Mm.
they're able to, keep the spigot of Western aid coming in.
Mm.
I genuinely wonder how long they would last just from like a logistics of like making gunpowder
Hmm.
and munitions for like even just their infantry rifles if there were no Western ships able to reach them.
I
You know what I
don't
mean?
think they'd be able to. They would not make it.
I mean, there is the Farber process, but like they're
Mm.
also in the fucking desert. So, um, not that Israeli agriculture isn't a miracle in its own right.
Of course.
Their irrigation systems are the envy of the world, but
Because
uh,
we paid for them. You don't have to even cut off. Just cut off the money, man.
so all right. Any other thoughts on the 12-day war and the current
Um.
Israel situation?
Oh, geez. I actually. So I did actually call it. I don't want to be the guy who was like, I told you so, but I was like, oh, maybe they said maybe 2 weeks, so maybe we'll have a 2 week reprieve, or they're gonna do it Friday night or early Saturday. And I remember waking up on Saturday and I read a news report that there was a 5.5 on the Richter scale earthquake in an area of Iran where one of their nuclear facilities was, and I was just like, okay, no, maybe it was actually an earthquake. You don't know. You don't know, maybe. And then later that night, they announced it. It's like, oh, fuck. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's what that was. That's absolutely what that was. I fucking called it. God damn it. So, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Other than that,
Well, congrats on calling it.
thanks.
Let's let's talk about the domestic agenda here.
Okay.
How are you feeling? We hinted at this very early in the show, which was the burrito moment that
Mm.
did not get
That did
broadcast.
not get broadcast. Yes.
And that'll remain just our little moment, our little
Hmm.
secret between us. But as far as deportations are going,
Mm.
are you noticing things?
A little, maybe. No, actually, like, I can't necessarily say that I have noticed a whole lot of anything. Like, there are a lot of Mexicans in Utah, of course, but I don't. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take a cruise by the local Mexican supermarket and just see if it seems less busy.
Fair
But
enough.
I
Fair enough.
haven't really noticed anything. I mean, no. How about you?
So, uh, I mean, yeah, I don't live somewhere where there's a lot
Oh,
of
that's right. Yeah.
immigrants to begin with,
You don't live
but
somewhere there's a lot of people to begin with, but you know.
a lot of people to begin with, so I don't know.
Hmm.
But I was through Denver last week,
Hmm.
and traffic was bad, but not as bad as it's always been.
Hmm.
The other thing I've noticed is I will frequently browse vehicles on Facebook Marketplace,
Hmm.
and the number of vehicles being sold in the Spanish language on Facebook Marketplace
Have dropped considerably.
no have gone up
Ooh.
considerably.
Oh, well, I guess all of their deported friends don't need their cars anymore, so.
And I think there's a thing where like a lot of people are self-deporting. Like they were
Mm.
saying like a million like foreign employed people or foreign born people employed in the US have or the number of foreign born people employed in the US has gone down by a million,
Hmm.
which like I could believe. And there's
I
only
could
been
believe
like
that.
5 months here.
Yeah.
And then so did you see in the BBBL that they are doing a 21x increase of ICE funding?
Excellent.
So they're going from $2 billion annually to $42 billion.
Oh, never mind. That's a lot of fucking money. They're really
It's
going to
a lot
kick
of
it up.
money.
That's a lot of fucking money. Ugh.
So this is 5 months on the $2 billion budget. So what does a $42 billion ICE budget look like?
That's going to be interesting to see. I should probably keep my passport card on me.
You're like vaguely
I'm like, here's the thing.
curly
In New
haired and
York,
dark.
curly haired, I tan pretty well. Y'all can see that watch tan.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like in New York, I would just, oh, that's a white dude. In Utah, it's like, so where are you from? And I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you kind of stand out against Brigham Young's Aryan,
Yeah, well, first of all, I have a chin, so
militias.
we're got like a chin going on here. You know, I've got a little color. I'm drinking beer, and I will drink coffee later tomorrow morning, so I do stand out a little bit. Also, we got these, so you know, tattoos. Well, no, a lot of
Mm.
Mormons now are getting tattoos. They just get stereotypical tattoos, like they get the
Oh,
fucking
for real?
snake. Yeah, like there's the dark outline snake on my arm. Then there's the Roman numerals for my family on my back or my arm. Actually, that's okay. No, that's fine. Um, Bible quotes, of course. It's always ones from
Yeah.
like the Mormon Bible. So it's like, man, that
Oh,
reminds me when I was like,
you'll never get like a John 3:16. You'll
no,
get
it's
you get
like
moron 420 or whatever.
Moroni. I like that. Moron 420. I remember when I was at the funeral for my friend who passed, and I was looking through like the Mormon book here, and they're just like they have all of these things, and I'm just like, wow. I've got an expanded. I've got a Geneva Bible, so like I've got the books of Apocrypha too. Like I've got that available to me. I don't recognize a lot of these. The Book of Moroni. What the fuck is this? What is this shit? Also, for those of you in the audience who are Christian, you may appreciate this. Max, you'll probably understand this. So, we were singing Nearer My God to Thee during the service. They skipped over the part of the verse and the part in the song where they talk, though it be a cross that lifts me. And I was like, why are we skipping that? Like, what are we? And then I remembered, right, Mormons don't use crosses in their iconography or their worship at all. They don't display crosses. You will not find crosses on or in Mormon temples. They usually don't wear crosses. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. But what can I do? I am in Mormonlandia. When you're in Mormonlandia, you gotta fucking just deal with it.
Makes you wonder, what sort of military intervention would have been um, necessary to eradicate Mormonism past what they already tried.
Um,
I know in China that they treat being Muslim as a mental illness, that they'll like force you to like dance and like drink and do all
go to
like
camp.
go to fun normal person in China camp
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like that.
I mean, the problem is that Mormonism has spread a lot. Like, you could control it. What we would really need to do is, oh, I don't even know how you would deal with this, because it's kind of like Islam in the sense that it's all over the fucking planet now. Even if you bomb Mecca, like, they're everywhere.
Yeah, I genuinely like they're as a religion. I'm not saying Mormons are stupid or bad or anything like that.
I'll say it.
Um,
Just kidding.
but if your religion's like primary prophets and founders are all like, listen, God has a direct line to me,
Yeah.
and he's telling me I need multiple child brides.
That's usually the first sign where you're like, hold up, hang on, hang on. Let's critically examine what you're saying right now. You need not just multiple child brides, or you also have the famous Branch Davidians, where it wasn't necessarily a child. It kind of was a child bride in some instances, but it was also just like, yeah, I have to fuck all of your wives. This is what Jesus and God told me, that my sperm is magical, and I have to fuck all of your wives and get them pregnant. You'd think at some point you'd go, I was okay with like the bastardization of the Bible and just the outright heresies, but now that you want to fuck my wife, now I have a question. But no, we don't. Like, there are plenty of people who leave the Mormon church, and like, that's actually part of the reason I know so much about the Mormon church, is people who have left the church and spill its secrets. Like the magical handshakes you have to do to get into Mormon heaven. Have you heard about that? So Mormons believe that the angels that guard the gates of heaven will not let you in unless you learn 4 or 5 different secret handshakes. And you can Google this right now and look this up. In fact, I will see if I can find a video about it. But they believe that if you don't do these magical fucking handshakes, you don't get into heaven. So when you become
Your whole life, your all the sins that you did or did not commit,
dapping up the angels, man. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. And you learn these handshakes in a
Lord.
you learn these handshakes in a secret fucking ritual in the temple where you're totally not dressed up like a Freemason, and they teach you this shit. And there's literally, what they do is there's like a sacred sheet with a hole in it, like Orthodox Jews trying to fucking have kids. And the fucking father or priest or bishop, whoever the fuck it is, sticks his hand through the hole, and like, you're in front in your little gay ass Freemason uniform, and you're doing the secret handshakes. And when you do that, that's basically like confirmation for them. Now I need to go find a video on this. Stand by.
The God has a direct line to me and wants me to have child brides. We can we can play it off as a real religion because we don't drink or drink coffee or
Exactly.
drink alcohol or coffee. Um, and how can we make this more legit? Secret handshakes.
Secret handshakes. Okay, so this
Okay.
is. I found a video. It's a video on YouTube of a TikTok video. So we're this is videoception right here. I'm gonna screen share real quick. This is gonna be informative for everybody. You're gonna love this. Okay. All right. Can you see it?
Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay.
See it. Wow, she's glowing.
Right. I can't. Is there sound coming out? I can't hear anything.
No, I can hear it.
You can hear it? Okay.
Wait, this is an hour and a half long.
No, don't worry. This isn't the right video. Hang on. Hang on, guys. This is the video. This is what we want.
Yep, there we go. We got
Okay.
it.
And you can definitely hear it, right? Like, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
also hear the stream a little bit in the background, but
Okay. No sound on stream. Okay, hang on. Shit's all fucked up, man. All fucked up. Well, okay, there's subtitles. The handshakes
yeah,
are
read
what's
the
important.
subtitles. You
Yeah.
guys can read, right?
So yeah, there's one.
I like how they used black people's hands for these shakes
Right.
because oh, I guess I don't know, they could be white guys, but
They're Italians. It's a good middle ground.
there's some sort
But yeah, like there's
if you don't know, up until like the 80s basically, the Mormons did not allow black people to hold positions of power within the church.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just it's an interesting
Kind
it's
of
a
based,
very interesting
maybe.
quote from Brigham Young
Mm.
about why they left the United States and tried to form their own country.
Child
Anyways,
brides. Yeah.
child brides and slaves.
Ah, that's right.
I mean it's basically just like rebranded like palatable Islam
It
for
literally is. I mean, they also
for
treat
Midwesterners.
like,
Jesus
like a prophet, but he's not the son of God to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not Niceans.
No, not at all. Trinitarians, they are not.
So enough about Mormons, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Did you see Alligator Alcatraz or
I
Gator Gitmo?
Did. I think it's great. It's amazing. It is so like comically dystopian, but like in a good way. Like an alligator prison for illegal immigrants. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. That's amazing.
The thing is like they don't even have to actually put any illegal immigrants in it. Just the fact that it
exists is amazing. Are you kidding me?
Enough.
If it never turns into a prison, you could sell that shit as like a tourist attraction. Come stay in alligator jail. Sign a waiver. If you fall into the moat and get eaten, it's your own fault. Like, that's a huge business opportunity.
Now, here's a article from Zero Hedge. Kristi Noem, head of the Department of Homeland Security, cannibal illegal tried to eat himself on deportation flight. Related to a bizarre event during the media press conference for new Alligator Alcatraz, deportee holding facility, telling reporters that an illegal alien suspected to be a cannibal attempted to eat himself during a recent deportation flight. Noam claimed that U.S. Marshals and deputies reported to her that the flight had to be halted because the man had been taken off and caused serious self-harm and needed to receive immediate medical treatment. they had to detain a cannibal and put him on a plane to take him home, and that while they had him in a seat, he started to eat himself, and
Hmm.
he had to get him off and get him medical attention.
Hmm.
During a press briefing with Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
this is too bizarre.
What? You can't keep up with this shit, man. We are what, 6 months into this, 7 months into this administration. We got fucking cannibal immigrants eating themselves. Fucking alligator Alcatraz. We fucking bombed Iran. What the fuck, man? What
We
is happening?
can't.
We can't keep.
Where
We
do they even go from here,
where
man?
I
Like,
don't.
there's
I'm
no.
scared. Because I was gonna ask what the fuck is next. I don't want to know, dude. Like, where do you go from here? Because it just gets worse.
They were saying that deportees getting exiled to like South Sudan, they had a flight like leaving Spain
Hmm.
with deportees, and it went like on a very short it was away for a very short amount of time, and then like people were found like washed up on the shore of Mallorca off the coast of Spain. Like they're
Oh.
just Dark Knight dumping them off in the ocean
Oh my
or
god.
something. And I'm laughing right now, but I'm like, first of all, there's like no pictures of this or
Yeah.
anything, but like I anybody could write this story and like make it up. Um I'll believe it when I get some confirmation.
Exactly.
Uh
Pixar
but
didn't happen.
I but like liberals are like running with this. They're like, "Oh my god, Trump is like literally Bane." And to you, the people. Um
If I deport you, will you die? It would be extremely painful. You're a crafty guy. For you.
um
Or
but yeah,
perhaps,
like that.
perhaps he's wondering why someone would deport a man before throwing him from a plane. Okay, I'm done.
No, there are some cases where like um I think like an elderly guy died in ICE custody, which is like,
Not cool.
you know, yeah.
Like
Like
old people and kids, I feel bad for. The military age males weeping as they're sent back to El Salvador, I don't give a shit.
well, it's just one thing to be compassionate to people who are vulnerable,
Mm.
but at the same time, the compassionate thing was to not have them live as like literal slave labor for upper class liberal elites.
Mm. Speaking of which,
As
I did see a story about that. There was a meat packing plant in Nebraska, I believe, that was the target of an ICE raid. And they put the jobs on the market for reasonably fair wages. And most of those jobs were actually just filled by white people, by locals. I'm sure some
well,
other
yeah, by
Mexicans are.
American citizens.
Yeah, exactly. But who knows? Or what?
Well,
What do
it's
you.
to me like the leftists, like I point this out all the time. Like Bernie Sanders was very anti-illegal immigration
Yeah.
up until 2016,
It's a great
basically.
way to drive down wages.
Yeah, he was always like, "Oh, open borders, that's a Koch brothers libertarian conspiracy to drive down wages to zero." And he's actually kind of right about that. I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, the um business commerce board Republicans and Democrats who basically run the machinations of all both sides of both parties in both cities, any city you go to.
Hmm.
The Chamber of Commerce, what I'm talking about. Chamber of Commerce, like Democrats and Republicans, really want a lot of scab labor in the United States, which
Hmm.
is why I've always been, as a libertarian, as an ANCAP,
Hmm.
um, one of my deviations outside of public land, which I believe there's a common law precedent to the right to roam that we should recognize.
Agreed.
And so that's not even that much of a deviation. But one of my other deviations is I don't want to have to deal with like the Dunkin' Donuts situation where the guy's trying to order at Dunkin' and he can't order his Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons or whatever because like there's something happening. It's like, no, I want the minimum wage to be like $25.
Mm,
All right. I don't want to have to deal with people who cannot sustain themselves at that level.
yeah.
All right. They just need to be unemployed.
But that also, I guess that also kind of highlights another meme that's going around right now. Have you seen the Jewish daycare meme?
Yes.
So I figured this would
I
be
thought it was more appropriate to call it like adult daycare, but
mm,
somebody threw
Jew
the Jewish
daycare.
label
Yeah, and
on
it's like, all right, whatever. Yeah, basically.
it. Okay. I was like, oh,
And
it's
it's
got some
like,
connotations that maybe
it's,
you don't want to immediately deal with, but
yes,
okay.
but every time I have to fucking message someone on Teams, or I have a meeting on Teams, or I'm dealing with some like stupid corporate bullshit, I'm just like, I am really in fucking Jewish daycare right now. This is literally what I'm dealing with. This is, no, it's just a meme. No, it's just oh, I have to do a training, and I have to, in this training, show that I understand how to defend a product by filming myself defending my flavor of. I'm not doing that. I'm not filming myself defending my favorite flavor of ice cream. I almost sold $1 million last year. I'm not fucking doing this. Oh, I don't have to. Good. But what the fuck? Are people doing this? This is Jewish daycare. This is bullshit. I should be in a fucking field plowing. I should be harvesting grain. I should be on the back of a fucking horse with a lever action 357, keeping fucking coyotes away from my cattle. That's what I should be fucking doing. No, I'm gonna.
If your job is not a job that can be described or put in a children's book where all the characters are dogs that walk on their hind
Exactly.
feet,
Exactly. Which
it's not a real job.
the core of my job can be I sell jewelry. Oh, 3 words. I can totally see there's a little cartoon, I don't know, squirrel in a suit, like with diamonds, and he's got a little like acorn hat on the back of his head, and he's like, "Oy vey, these are great prices." But yeah, if you're like a fucking
Uh,
quality control, a project quality control head, and all you do is like email and Zoom call all day. Oh, well, it's my job to be sure that there's plenty of synergy on the team that's dealing with the back end of the user. No, motherfucker, that's not real. That's not real. That is Jewish daycare. They have played
I
us
mean,
for fools.
the thing is that like USAID revealed that there was abundant UBI for leftist academics and NGOs
And journalists.
and journalists. But there's also there's another form of private sector non-government fund, not maybe not necessarily directly government funded, but usually government mandated UBI
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people to simply exist and like all their entire job is just setting up meetings and approving forms and stuff like that. They have nothing to do with delivering the products and stuff like that. I
Nope.
mean, most like there's a component of HR that's like, oh, are we hiring people and are we making sure those people are like, if you're a large enough organization, like, is everybody getting like access to the benefits that oh, did you sign up for like our gym membership benefit? Oh, did you get your life insurance policy? Oh, let me set up an appointment for you and your financial advisor.
Mm.
Like those are legitimate things
Yeah.
HR do. um but then like
Comprises probably less than 10% of their normal daily activities.
the mandatory meeting about you know workplace behaviors
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. It's like this is not really necessary for 95% of us
Yeah.
here. Could have been a meeting with one dude,
Could have been a meeting with one dude. Could have been a fucking email.
and it could have been solved if you guys did your job the first time around while you were interviewing them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, because HR failed, they can't admit to the failure, so it's
Mm-hmm.
everybody's problem.
Exactly.
Anyways,
I do like that one
uh,
article where some dude, like he was like the CEO of a company, or he was like a C-level management, and he tried for fun applying through HR for a job, and what he found out was they were using like AI basically to just like not hire anybody, and he fired like his entire HR department.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like um uh the number of jobs listed, and this has been a long time conspiracy or things that people have noticed is that the number of jobs listed versus the number of interviews you actually get for jobs that you apply for
Not even close to matching up
is
at
not
all.
even close.
Mm.
And the thing is that most companies want to look like they're growing, so they set hiring goals and they want to look like they're constantly hiring
When they're
because
not.
they're expanding and they're growing, but they're not. They're just putting your fucking resume in the trash bin
I
because they need to look busy.
So from my end, I actually deal with that a little bit. So our actual advertisements for job postings are not controlled by either myself or my boss, who's the general manager of the store. It's controlled by our district manager, who receives orders from the vice president, who receives orders from C-level man, blah 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 blah. But we get applications all the time from people applying for positions that are not open because we have people in the positions, and we've asked if we can like take them down, and our district manager is cool and like will try to get us to like take it down, and she gets told that the positions have to remain open because they want a steady flux of like possible individuals they can call on for recruitment or for a job. And I'm just like, I kind of understand that. At the same time, you're not the one who has to constantly talk to people on the phone or face to face and tell them that you're
Well,
not
yeah, you're
hiring.
wasting your employee's
Yeah,
time
like I have,
on top of wasting the other person's time. Like
I w- yeah, I
it's
do
it
not.
the only way that it doesn't meet the guidelines for fraud in false advertising is that they're not selling
Yeah,
or you're not buying something from them. They're
exactly.
selling you're
Labor,
selling something to them.
exactly.
And so that's the only way they get around having to avoid false advertising, because otherwise, like if you like say, hey, I saw an ad to buy a cheeseburger for $5 that you posted,
Hmm.
like it's an actual ad, and now I'm here and there's only $7 cheeseburgers.
It's like,
You're like, you better give me a $5 cheeseburger
or else
or else.
I will burn the place down.
Um,
But to my credit and my boss's credit, we don't mindlessly interview people. Like, I don't just let somebody interview because I feel like it. If we legitimately have an opening, we'll do interviews and shit. I haven't done a job interview, though, and got over a year, which I'm really happy about because of all the people, this is the other problem. Like, as bad as it is on the employee side trying to find a job, it's also actually really shitty on the employer side dealing with some of the people who come in, because I had this dude come in once, and this is a job where the dress code for my job is a suit. For men, it's a suit. For women, it's basically you got to wear a blazer and some shit. It's business professional, essentially. I don't necessarily
yeah.
have to wear a tie, but we had this dude come in once, and it's a jewelry store. So he comes in like, this is a white boy from Utah, by the way, dressed like a Persian man, with like this pinstripe shirt and these really tight black pants and black boots, and his shirt is like down open to like here, and he's got like a bunch of shit on with this massive silver anchor necklace, which, in addition to not looking good, you also have that old fucking anchor stereotype. Like, you might as well just have an anchor tattoo on your ass at that point or whatever. Do you remember in like the 2010s when everybody was getting fucking anchor tattoos? There was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the hipsters,
The
but like
hipsters and
I
like the
never
pop
lived
punk
close to the
scene and shit.
coast, so it like would look really, really try hard
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
like nobody has a fucking boat here, man.
But like
Like,
this dude's like, and
what do
he's
you
all
think you're
lax.
fucking gonna go to the lighthouse or some shit?
He's all lax in the interview. Shirt's open. Shirt's not even fucking tucked in. And I'm just like, all right, man, I get it. You know, dress codes are gay. But, and then he's like, yeah, I don't really like to do paperwork or anything like that. I just like to clock in and sell and clock out. I'm just like, oh, buddy, that's quite possibly the worst answer you could ever have given any sort of sales manager whatsoever. Because listen, I don't like doing paperwork either. It's not hard. And you gotta fucking do it. And you're getting paid to do it. So what you're telling me is that you're going to be a problem because you're not going to do your job properly. You're going to make other people do your paperwork. You're going to be a fucking sales hog, which is going to create conflict with the other people on the floor. And you seem to think it's appropriate to come to work dressed like you're about to go fuck somebody for money. Not as in you're about to pay for it, somebody's about to pay you. Like you're about to go have a freak off with Diddy. I'm sorry, but we'll probably not be calling you back for another round of interview. Just so you know. It's not, no, not happening. Speaking of which, Diddy only got convicted on lesser charges.
Yeah, what was it, like soliciting prostitution?
Something
and
like
stuff
that, which is a literal slap on the fucking wrist. So,
especially when you are worth millions
yeah.
and stuff like that.
But that's okay.
Did he not spend like months in jail
He did.
already?
He did. Like, I saw a picture of him like a couple of weeks ago of like him like an orange jumpsuit, and the first thing that popped into my head is, man, at this point the poop probably just falls out. Like he is not having a good time in there. How's it hanging, bro? Tight? Nah, loose as hell. Poop just falls out. What? That's not good. But
You'll be like this too someday.
there is, oh jeez, there is one person now who can save us. We need 50 Cent. 50 Cent is the only person who can save us from Diddy at this point. I feel like if the government paid 50 Cent $50 million, because that's his number, and told him that as long as it was only Diddy, he would never get in trouble for murder or assault or anything like that, I feel like the problem would take care of itself. I feel like 50 would happily go and blast that motherfucker. Broad daylight.
I think 50 might find a way to make some things happen.
I believe this.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this, Scooby? Yeah, I agree.
And you know what? It's gonna be like Tupac and Biggie, but and we'll all just be like, we'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never know for
We'll
sure.
never know for sure. We'll never know. I actually watched, it wasn't a documentary, but it was like a movie about this private investigator who was looking into the death of Tupac. And like, I think they did kind of get who it was. They just didn't actually get him on that charge. And he never really got held responsible for it. But like, he kind of fit the profile of who did it. And he had the right vehicle. And he had like motivation. And like, there was like a documented corruption issue. So it's like, yeah, it was probably that dude.
Legit.
Legit.
All right. Any closing predictions, thoughts, comments before we wrap up here?
Well, it's July 4th weekend, so I bet, unfortunately, more than a few people, this will be the last few days they'll have with all 10 fingers. Yep, digit check.
Listen, I have a partial amputation on my
Ow.
pinky here.
Easy.
Can you see it's just a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
That's from a car door when I was
Ooh.
a very small child.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But I mean, there used to be more filters on reproduction throughout, I don't want to call it just history, but just throughout
human society, humanity,
throughout time, cosmological time.
Yeah.
And it seems now like the main filter on reproductive success seems to be like, are you wearing like plastic boxers, drinking like plastic, constantly out of, disposable coffee cups or something like that.
Do you eat Subway?
Eat Subway?
Getting all those yoga mat chemicals in your bread.
Yeah. I could see it being like that.
Yeah. But no, other
Um,
than that, I don't really have any predictions. I hope everybody has a safe and happy and fun July 4th weekend. I am going to be taking a little road trip to the Sequoias. Oy. Hopefully.
they're big trees.
They
They're
are big
really they're
trees.
really awesome.
I think it'll be fine, but I do have to drive into California.
Yeah, I honestly, you're mostly gonna be on like the eastern and mountainside, right?
Yeah, like the worst thing I'll have to do is I'll have to pass through
Like a fruit
Bakersfield.
checkpoint.
No, Bakersfield is like the worst thing I'll have to deal with. I'm sure there'll be some fruit checkpoints, yeah.
You've driven into California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
drove through LA to Santa Barbara like a couple of years ago.
yeah. Well, no, like into the state line.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, because they have the fruit checkpoints and stuff.
They have
That's
fruit
what I was thinking.
checkpoints? I
But
mean,
you've never gone through a fruit checkpoint?
I no. I mean, I guess it was because it was during COVID, but I never no. Like I took I-15 and I don't no fruit checkpoints.
Okay. Growing up in going to California all the time on
Mm.
road trips, we always had to go through fruit checkpoints, and they would check that your fruit didn't have invasive like flies or mosquitoes
Oh,
or diseases on it,
okay.
as if you came from other areas.
I mean, could you just not tell them you have fruit, or they like checking quarter panels in your vehicle? Like, what's how?
No, no, I mean, they were just trying to keep you honest or whatever.
Oh no, that's
But
fair.
it was it's hilarious that they actually like have you stop and like have somebody talk to you as you cross the California border because they're really worried about having, unvetted, agricultural products that could cause diseases to spread and ruin the crop for a California.
Well, that's the concern, exactly. Yeah, like immigrants, nah, that's fine. Fruit flies, hang on, man, we got to check you here. Your freedom of movement suddenly isn't that important.
Listen, it's definitely the anti-vaxxers' fault that
Of
all of
course,
these rare diseases are making a giant comeback. It's
of
not.
course, of course. Yeah, it's not because vaccines themselves are shoddy.
So, all right. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to catch next Wednesday.
Maybe,
Wednesday.
yeah,
I'm,
maybe. I mean,
I'm
I'll probably be
probably good
available.
to go.
Yeah. Wouldn't this be funny? We switch to a new time slot and suddenly we just go back to actually doing it weekly and not having as many bye weeks.
That I thought was the idea.
That is the idea. So, but yeah, I should. It's actually, oddly enough, a night where I work after, like, well, work before, and then that night I usually am free because the last thing I want to fucking do after work is go out. So, this could work. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us at our new time slot on our new time day. Wednesday feels kind of good because we can also include in our broadcast. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, we hope you have a very happy and safe July 4th full of fireworks and hot dogs and love of the country but hatred of the government, as it should be. And as always, never forget, taxation is theft.